A great suit could be that conversation starter that sort of breaks that ice a little bit. So to me it is something that's important, and even though it is a superficial world, I think there's a lot of depth to a well outfitted gentleman. You can see that. This is Travis speaking. How can I help you? Hey, how you doing? Good. How can I help you today? I've been doing men's tailoring for the past 12 years and was trained in by my uncle, who is a tailor. So it's interesting. It's one of those things that kind of gets handed down from generation to generation. I think the interesting thing is tailoring is something that's been relatively unchanged for the past 100 years. We still use the same tools, very similar that tailors were using 100 years ago. So it's cool. It's one of those very traditional, kind of classic things. That's kind of like your doctor or your dentist. Your tailor is kind of that guy in your life that you go to outfit you and make things fit properly. So I think it's very important to the culture to have that tailor in your life.
So what are you working on now?
We are in the process of dressing a mannequin for a TV segment here. So we're going to see the magic really happen here as we get this dummy dressed up. Getting this all prepped. We got a big trade show going down this Sunday. Let's go get a handle on the wedding business for the upcoming year here. So,
is there a certain look you're preparing right now?
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of, especially with the Oscars having just went down here, I'm gonna kind of give this guy the 5-star treatment here with the full-on midnight navy tuxedo, which seemed like it was a big hit at the Oscars. So, usually guys are always looking at different awards ceremonies and stuff to kind of get a sense of where fashion is for the year, and the tuxedo being pretty much unchanged. It's cool to see those different colors like the midnight or the ivory kind of come into style, and see the different celebrities wearing that kind of stuff. So go get a navy tuxedo for this bad boy. Be right back.
Is there a certain place that you look to stay on top of trends or try to get a feel for the course of fashion?
I mean, I'm one of these guys that kind of feels like sort of similar to the music world, that some of the greatest stuff has already been made. So when I'm looking at men's fashion, sometimes I actually look at the bygone eras, the 1800s, the early 1900s. A lot of times you see trends kind of come back in style. So I think part of knowing what's coming up for men's fashion is sort of knowing what's already happened, where the room is to kind of improve that silhouette, or maybe there's a new fabric that's becoming really popular. Sometimes you have seasonal colors that become really big as well. So I always find myself watching the old black and white movies or looking back at old magazines and catalogs and stuff like that, old Sears catalogs. It's cool to see how men's clothing not only evolved and changed, but really stayed a lot the same. You just saw subtle variances of, the width of the lapel, the skinny suit versus the full cut. Things like that are always kind of what's dictating that next round of what's in style. So that's kind of what I go for, is kind of with the context of like the your neo-Victorian, or what they call steampunk, type of attire, which again, like I was saying, is kind of the modern man going back and pulling from some of those old pieces from the 1800s, like the tails coats or the top hats or the canes or the bowlers, and bringing that into a modern light and incorporating it into modern dress is really cool. The infamous bow tie. The infamous bow tie knot here.
Let's see how you do it.
A lot of guys overthink the bow tie. It's it's just like putting bunny ears in your shoelaces here. So by the time you got one loop on that side, there's your other bunny ear. Of course, practice makes perfect, but it is that easy.
Wow. Took me like 15 minutes to do that.
Yeah, you just got to practice a little bit. Eventually you'll be doing it blindfolded. I'll go get a nice little pocket square to finish this off. I mean, you know, I look at the modern gentleman's wardrobe as almost an armory of sorts. You know, when you have a specific you know, task that's been put upon you, you know, you look to your wardrobe to sort of outfit you with the necessary armaments you need to go to that event and to be successful. And whether that's, you know, a wedding where, you know, you have to rise to the occasion, or whether it's a funeral, you know, or something like that. So yeah, I definitely kind of over romanticize it a little bit, but to me it's something that is very important, you know. But you can have fun with it, you know. I don't think it always has to be that sort of like Larry Lawyer look, you know, marching into the office. You know, I think clothing, you know, to me as an artist it's an expression, you know. It's that first thing that you want to yell out to the world, but you don't have to open your mouth.